Hello everybody and welcome back to Planet Zoo. We are in a new place today. This is the Hill Country Zoo and it is a bit of a wreck, I must say. It is time for us to enter a brand new zoo, and let's just say the Hill Country Zoo needs some work. We have a lot of space available for the new America's animals when they come out. And I can't wait to show you guys exactly what I've been up to in this zoo. It's gonna be really fun. There's gonna be a lot of really cool animals and some interesting stuff, hopefully. So if you guys are excited, let's dive right in. So our zoo is looking a little worse for wear, it must be said. Unfortunately, all of my Planet Zoo saves as of a few weeks ago were deleted off of my computer. So this is going to be a brand new save. There's a lot of new stuff to check out. So I have been working very hard on this zoo, although it is an absolute wreck. It is a complete disaster. It looks a little worse for wear, and yeah, it needs a lot of help. Like, look at this. What even is going on here? Floating rocks. This path isn't even connected. Oh gosh, well let's at least fix that so people can see the animals. Okay, apparently that's not gonna work. There we go. Yeah, so it's a little work in progress, but I think that's fun. I think it's fun to have a little goal, you know? So we need to do some upgrading to this zoo. And this is going to be a sort of Texas themed zoo. I tried to determine what would be a nice, like, springtime zoo. And to me, spring is visiting my grandparents' house in the hill country of Texas, where there's wildflowers and sunshine and butterflies all over the place. And that just screams spring to me. So I thought it would be really fun to create like a hill country themed zoo where we have all of the animals of Texas in one zoo. Perhaps some of these animals are not exactly what you're expecting when you hear the term Hill Country Zoo, but I have some explaining to do, I suppose. And I really cannot wait to show you guys what kind of interesting critters we have in this place. Texas is a very large state, and it is full of a lot of animals that maybe shouldn't be there. So I'm really excited to show them to you guys and to show you the work that I've been doing in the zoo. In the meantime, we have some serious work to do to get things functioning properly and to not be so ugly. Every habitat you see is temporary. These are all just placeholder habitats that I needed to put down so that I could actually research the animals that we have. So since, and we're almost done researching all of my animals actually, but since I lost all of my Planet Zoo saves, that means that all of my research that I had done was gone. That's every single animal, all of the mechanic research, everything is gone. So I've been working really hard trying to research everything just to get myself up to speed. It's also not quite so fun to build in this game unless you have all of the pieces. So now that we've done a bunch of research, we have a lot of pieces available to us, and so I can actually play the game and build to my creative heart's desire. So today's episode is going to be based on the river otter. Texas is home to a growing population of river otters. These are obviously not river otters, they are Asian small-clawed otters. And the choice was either the giant otter or obviously these otters. And honestly, guys, I think these are just so much cuter than the giant otters. The giant otters are slightly scary. And I think these look a little bit more like river otters. So we have a very large otter family at the moment, and I would like to introduce you guys to them if you wouldn't mind. So first we have Rosa. This is our lead female, our matriarch, if you will. Her mate is Oscar, and they have a bunch of children Their names are all Cinnamon, Vanilla, Peter, Banjo, Dexter, and Erica. I love naming the animals, just random names. If you guys don't know, I work at a zoo as a volunteer, of course. And one of my favorite things to do is name the animals. And some of the animals that we have at the zoo have just absolutely hilarious names. For instance, Erica, the otter, is actually named after a white-hand gibbon. It's just the funniest thing to me that her name is Erica. We also have a spider monkey whose name is Kevin, and she is a girl and a wonderful mother. So expect silly names like that in the future for our many animals in the zoo. Not all of them are named right now, so if you guys have any good name suggestions, leave them down below. But otherwise, I think we should get into making this a much better otter habitat and a much better viewing experience for our many guests. So let's go ahead and dive in. So things are going to be a little bit different for this Planet Zoo series. Obviously, last series that I made was in the frozen north, and I am going to really miss that zoo. I was really quite pleased with how it was coming along, but alas, it is gone, along with all of the other zoos that I have ever built in the years of playing Planet Zoo. We won't get into details about how that happened. But yeah, I figured I might as well try some new stuff with this series just to make it more engaging and interesting. So you'll notice I've added some fun facts here and there in the video, and I've decided to do a voiceover over the speed build. I've also cut a lot of what's going on in the speed build just to minimize the time of these videos, because I think they were getting to like an hour long at some point. And although I prefer to watch really long Planet Zoo videos because I watch them when I go to sleep at night, I know that not everybody is like super into that. So I'm very happy to make them a little bit shorter, but these videos definitely are a labor of love and they take a lot of effort. And I'm not complaining. I love it. I think it's so fun and I'm really excited about Planet Zoo right now. So I hope you guys enjoy this new sort of style. Let's talk a little bit about this zoo. So this is the Hill Country Zoo, as I mentioned, and my sort of like lore for the zoo is that the very front entrance, where we have the butterflies and this otter habitat, there's prairie dogs, and we have the broken down ocelot habitat, and there's also a deer habitat. My lore is that that is the very beginnings of this zoo. And everything that has been built afterwards has just been added to house animals that have been found out in the wild or have been traded with other zoos or perhaps found not so much in the wild. Like our tiger, for instance. Don't think we're going to find a tiger out in the wild of Texas, but we will definitely find them other places, and we'll get to that when we reach the tiger episode. But my idea is that the zoo originally started as a wildlife conservation sort of area for Texas wildlife, and then as we started gaining more animals, people started to realize that we could take care of some less local animals that maybe don't belong here, like you saw the zebra, the giraffes, the tiger. These are animals that are all found in Texas, and they really should not be found in Texas. But we will get to them when we get to them. And at this point, I should probably explain to you guys what I'm doing in the actual video. I'm building like a sort of implied staff area for the otter area. I figured that I would go for sort of a hill country sort of style. I live in Texas, and so this is a very common style that you'll see building wise. And I just thought that it would be nice to kind of do something that I'm familiar with, and kind of an homage to my own hometown, my own home state. So that's why I went with this sort of a style. So let me know what you guys think about this sort of rambling, I guess. I don't have a script or anything like that for this. I usually record videos with scripts, but I decided not to today just to see what would happen, basically. And yeah, let me know if you guys would prefer that I would have a script. If you guys would prefer for me to have a script, because so with underwater viewing areas and like habitats in general, I don't like when the actual habitat barrier, if it's glass, meets the ground the way that it does in this game. And so I basically trimmed out the entire glass area of this habitat barrier in this plaster piece. And this took a lot of finagling. I cut out a significant portion of me just messing around with different items, trying to put them in the right places and trying to make it look good. So in order to make sure that our habitat is actually suitable for the otters, our keepers decided to put in Cinnamon. Cinnamon is the most relaxed and sort of outgoing otter that we have. She was one of Rosa's first pups, and although Rosa did her best, she actually did not have enough milk to help sustain Cinnamon, so she actually had to be bottle fed by our keepers and our other staff. So Rosa is quite tame. She is more than happy to help us test out this habitat and make sure it's plenty big enough and has enough foliage for her and her family. It's not uncommon to see Cinnamon out and about with our educators, and she's actually harness trained and will run around on her little leash throughout the zoo, and sometimes guests can interact with her, but Cinnamon is still an animal, and any interaction is completely on her terms because she has teeth and she can certainly bite if she feels threatened. So I keep zooming back to see the building in the background to make sure that it's in view when placing the larger trees and foliage. I really want the entrance of the zoo to be like a view to that building, which is the Alamo, but I kind of talk about it a little bit later when we get to the outro of the video. I ended up recording this video in kind of an odd order. I did all of the building and everything, and then I cut it up and recorded the outro, and now I'm recording a voiceover over the video. So I know what I'm going to talk about in the outro. So I don't really want to talk about it now and then have to repeat myself later, but so I'm really excited for the America's Animal Pack. I'm absolutely going to get it as soon as it comes out, which is either going to be today or tomorrow, depending on how quickly I can get this video done. And I'm just absolutely thrilled to see that we have coyotes and we have ocelots, and yeah, I'm just so excited. It looks like our otters are in their habitat, so let's go ahead and see what they think about it. I think this turned out pretty well. What do you guys think? Obviously, we have a little bit of work to do left on the ground, and our actual entrance is looking a little bit rough still, but I think our otters will be very happy with this change. So I did a little bit of work off screen. We've got ourselves an Oscar and Rosa memorial here. They're not dead, but you know, we always want to remember Oscar and Rosa. And yeah, this is our new otter habitat. Our educator is here, welcoming everybody. I am very pleased with how this looks. I think it turned out really great. You can get a really great view of our otters from in here. And of course we have information, very important. Looks like everybody's excited to hear what our educator has to say. Yeah, so I'm really pleased with this. I added some education signs, and it looks like our guests are also very excited to see our otters. Aw, looks like they're settling in well to their new habitat. Oh. Oh no. Oh gosh. Somebody just died. Oh no. Rosa! Oh no, Rosa! Oh man, I really jinxed it, didn't I? I'm sorry, Rosa. Well, I guess we'll have to add a new memorial for Rosa. R.I.P. Rosa. Anyways, I did some work over here on the left side of the path as well, just adding like a retaining wall. Oh, it's raining. That doesn't happen very often in the actual hill country where this zoo is based, but that's okay. Yeah, so I wanted to have a section of the habitat where you could sort of see the otters out on their land. They'll come over here to use their enrichment, but mostly I wanted you to see them under the water, since that's where they like to be the most anyway. So I built this and I made them a nice little indoor area. And this building is basically to cover up the inside of this habitat because it is an absolute wreck. Look at this. I hate doing interiors, and so I doubt that I ever will fix this because it works completely fine. Oh gosh, we have damaged barriers for our fallow deer. This feeding station can't be reached apparently. Why not? Can the keeper walk around in here? I guess maybe that would be important, wouldn't it? Let's see. Traversable area, staff traversable area. For this? Oh, they can't come out of this door. No! I liked this door. I thought it was cool. Dang. All right, well, let's do that. And then to cover up the inside of this building, we will add some extra pieces of wall to hide the fact that the inside of this building is absolutely atrocious. We don't want our guests to see how terrible I am at building interiors. Yeah, that should be fine, and then we'll just move this food tray to, like, right, yeah. Okay, that's better. You can see inside, but at least it's just stone. It's not horrendous. Alright, so now they should be able to reach all of the food stuff, and the otters should be nice and happy. But anyway, yeah, this building is just 100% to hide the fact that the terrain and the fences are disgusting over here. So I think it turned out pretty well. And I know that these are giant otters, but I think they look really good. And so are these. These are also giant otters, but I think they look fantastic. So don't blame me. So obviously we still have some work to do here with our connections. We have a little butterfly walkthrough garden here that needs a little bit of working on with our paths. And then of course we have the Alamo here. I don't know if any of you guys are gonna know what the Alamo is unless you're like actually from Texas, but the Alamo is an old mission in San Antonio that is a very famous place, a very famous historical marker that I used to go to a lot as a kid, and I thought it would be a really cool like scenery piece for our zoo. And I've been trying to keep it so that when you walk in the entrance, it kind of looms in the background and kind of drags you into the zoo. Like, oh my gosh, what is that? Is that the Alamo at the zoo? Yes, it is. And it is just a little gift shop sort of place. There's so much trash in here. Oh my gosh. Well, you can't say that I didn't warn you guys. The zoo is an absolute wreck. It needs a lot of work. So I'm gonna do my best to make it a little bit better. Yeah, high amounts of litter. Yeah, I know. But our mechanic research is almost fully done, finally. And we just have a little bit of extra things to do. Like I want to add a railing to this path and stuff like that. But I think this turned out pretty good. And we'll add more, around here and there. But it'll take time. But that's okay. So Oscar now is mateless. He's only 10, but let's see. They can reproduce until death, so I think what we should do is let's get another female otter. This looks like it's the best one. We will adopt a female otter and bring her here so that Oscar can have another mate. And then when the older otters unfortunately do pass away, one of the baby otters that Rosa and Oscar had will be our new matriarch. Or patriarch, I suppose. But it depends. It'll depend on who's the youngest and who has the best genetics. Maybe Vanilla. We'll see. But now we have Oscar, a new mate. She'll be coming in shortly, and that'll be really good. What should we call her? I'm gonna call her Sylvia. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. And it looks like they would like a little bit more food enrichment, so let's get on that as well before we call it quits for today. I remember that I sent out a poll a little while ago asking you guys about the Planet Zoo videos. If you were more interested in seeing the speed builds, or if you liked the like let's play sort of bits more. And you guys voted for a mix of both, so I'm trying to do a little bit of both. If you guys haven't noticed. Okay, what else could you guys possibly want? You want more toys. I can't really put a mud bath in here because it'll be ugly. So how about an ice ball? Yeah, okay, they liked the ice ball. And a sprinkler? It does get insanely hot in this part of Texas. So, makes sense. It is June in the game right now and 86 degrees, which is fascinating because right now I live in Texas and it is currently mid-April and it is 90 degrees. So, it's a little hot. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how this turned out, and we need to, the last thing we'll do is, let me remember how to do this. Memorials. Oh gosh. Don't look at all the animals that have died. Alright, we're going to make a Rosa memorial. And where should we put her memorial? Maybe right here on the thing. Alright, there's Rosa. In loving memory of Rosa. And someday when Oscar goes to meet her in the otter heaven, we will also add his over here. But wow, okay. Success. So what do you guys think we should tackle next time? I'm kind of tempted to tackle this absolute monstrosity that will house the brand new ocelots. The ocelots will be coming out with the America's Animal Pack on April 15th, which I'm really excited about, and depending on how quickly I can edit this video, that'll either be tomorrow or today. Oh yes, call the mechanic again, or poor mechanics. So I'm kind of thinking that it could be fun to work on an ocelot area for them. Since they're a brand new animal, I think that would be really exciting. And my plan is basically to create a mountainside and a cave that the people can walk through. So that way this whole back area is like a stone wall for the butterfly garden. And you'll walk up here and you can walk through this cave. And it'll be nice and cool for our guests because, yeah, it's already 108 degrees. So it'll be cool for our guests and it'll be easy for everybody to see. Who just died? Oh, a prairie dog. Oh, gosh. Oh my gosh. So much chaos, guys. I'm serious when I say that this place is absolutely insane. More damaged barriers. Oh, good gracious. Well, if I keep staying in this zoo, more things will keep happening and I will get distracted. So I think next episode, we're going to be messing with the ocelots. Unless you guys would like to see something else. We obviously have our prairie dogs. And we have like an ungulate area where we have fallow deer, peccaries, and pronghorn, which I think all of our pronghorn have died. Okay, don't look at that. We also have a reptile house with alligators, which definitely needs some work. We have no male alligators because they cannot get into this pool. So that's a problem. We also have the small mammals of North America, including skunks, raccoons, armadillos, foxes, and we also have some lynx, which obviously do not live in Texas, but they're kind of in place of our bobcats, which are quite common here. So bobcats in quotation marks. And then we also have our exotics section, which houses some animals you may not first imagine live in Texas, like emus. Yeah, we have a lot of emus here in Texas. We also have zebras, a significant number of zebras, in fact. So if you guys are interested in seeing any of the exotic animals done first, let me know. Otherwise, I think we're gonna go with the ocelots. We also have one male tiger. Here he is. Ishan. He has an okay habitat, but I think it would be really cool to give him like a full, like, oh wow. A waterfall and like a really cool viewing gallery up here. So lots of plans for this zoo in the future. But if you guys are excited, please let me know. In the meantime, I think our otters are a little bit more happy with what we've done. We have some very happy otters, I hope. And hopefully we will continue to have more otter pups and a bright future for our river otters as we continue to release them into the wild and help repopulate the eastern Texas river otter population. So, if you guys join me for my next video, I'll see you then.